This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in North Glen, Colorado. I am here at Second Time Sports. Since 2012, this has been an affordable and fun place to shop for sporting gear and exercise equipment for the entire community of North Glen and all the surrounding areas. Let's start off a little bit about the both of you. Quite honestly, Chuck, you're pretty much a coach for the better part of 20 years. You know the sport community. You know many different sports out there. When you guys sat down in 2012, just a few years ago at a luncheon, the idea came up of doing something like this. You didn't know what you wanted to do as far as business goes, but you knew it probably had to do something with sports. I mean, that's something that really is ingrained in you. Share with me how this got started for you.
Well, when we came up with the idea that the North area didn't really have a sports store that did new and used equipment. And with my background in sports, I was always going either to Longmont or other places to find this type of store. So I was going, boy, the one thing I'd like to do is have this store here. And so when me and Anita decided we're going to start a business, this was a great idea, both combining new and used sports equipment together.
As a team mom, obviously, you know what it's like to be running kids around, yet at the same time, obviously shopping for them. Was this a good fit for you?
Oh, excellent fit. I really knew the pain that a team mom goes through trying to coordinate home, kids, cooking, cleaning, and now you have to go and make sure you get the uniforms, you get the awards, you get everything done. So, yes, this was a great one.
A great fit. I mean, let's face it, kids of today, they're immersed in their electronics. They've got electronic games on their hands constantly. They have more digital friends than they have real friends they come in contact with. Sports has always been something that is very important for students, for kids. Why do you think today sports is even more needed than it was 20 years ago when you first started?
Well, I think you're right. You got to keep people active. I think you also have a camaraderie you have in sports that you really don't ever create anywhere else. I mean, my best friends today are the same people I played sports with. It's a real bonding experience I think kids have with each other and their parents too. I mean, I always have conversations with my sons about games and stuff like that. It's memories I think you're building.
Absolutely. Obviously, the schools, a lot of the local programs, they expose our kids to sports, which is great. But yet it's another thing to really be able to afford a lot of these sports. I mean, especially parents out there with multiple kids. Is this something that you experience?
Oh, absolutely.
There's that word I told you about.
Yes, we do. This type of store really helps parents to be able to afford the sports. You know, you come in, you trade in what your kids can't fit anymore, you take out the stuff that they need for this, and we become your closet. You come in, come out, and after a while, you're not a customer anymore. You're just a friend coming in to get the next set of stuff that you need for the next sports.
Absolutely. And as a parent myself, I know the expenses add up. I mean, when you get a child involved in sports, you've got everything from the uniform, the dues, the fees, travel, sports physical, and then obviously we got to get the equipment before you're even allowed on the court or the field. A lot of times, obviously, these are required, but a lot of times is it for the safety of the child performing these sports, make sure they got the right equipment?
I think football's really put a real focus on this. The helmets, you know, everybody's worried about concussions. And right now, I mean, the right equipment fit properly is the safety, the best thing I think a parent can do for them. And that's really what we do. And then this is what separates us from other stores out there. Parents come in here, they talk to me, I fit over 1,000 helmets. They want to know that that helmet is the right helmet for them and it fits them correctly. And the other thing is, down the road, can they get it readjusted? If a part breaks, can you take care of them? I'm the only person in town who does that. As a matter of fact, we only work with the youth, but we also work with the adult semi-pros, the lady semi-pros, and just different sports. And then the same thing with baseball. You know, you want to be right. Bats are expensive now, and you know, if you want to get a bat today, and you want to spend, you know, sometimes over $300-400 on it, you want to make sure that bat's the right bat. And little Joey's going to use that. Otherwise, you know, it just sits in his bag and becomes a big stick.
Absolutely. Speaking of separating yourselves from a lot of the businesses that do this type of thing, especially the big box stores. I mean, really what has separated you and made you successful is customer service, period. I mean, you really wouldn't know what it's like to talk to these folks. Has it been enjoyable for you to basically share the experiences with them, yet at the same time, share a lot of the knowledge that you know about a lot of this equipment?
I do, and it's kind of, it's funny. There's things like you like to do in your life, and I really like sports equipment. I find it very interesting, the differences between sports, the innovation that goes into sports. It interests me. I like to watch what it goes on. And I think sharing that is hard because when you go to a big box store, the person there is probably not the same person you're going to see tomorrow. They carry lots of lines but don't really know their line at all. Well, I'm a little different in that I know my line forward and back. And when a parent comes in here and what's the difference between a $110 helmet and a $190 helmet? Well, I'm going to explain that to you and what the advantages you're getting and what the advantages you won't get. And I think that's what parents want to know. They want to make an intelligent decision on their child's safety, on what, do I need to spend 110 or do I need to spend 150? And I think that's really we just want them to know, instead of just walking in, being pointed to the football section and you guess,
Absolutely. And Anita, when parents come in here, I mean, it can sometimes be overwhelming for them because of the fact maybe they're a first-time parent, first time they've tried out a sport. Do you enjoy kind of walking them through that and explaining to them, like you said, what is needed, what's not needed?
I really enjoy empowering moms because I know that I went through this experience myself, going into a store and being treated like a dummy, right? And I don't want our parents ever thinking that when they walked out of here that they weren't educated about what it is, so the next time around, if they're not at our store, they're someplace else, that they feel like they know what they're talking about.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys, you have a facility here that is 4,100 square feet. You're soon to be expanding a little bit more. Obviously, the business is great. People love what you're doing here. Let's talk about some of the specifics here. You were a coach for football as well as basketball. So let's start there. What are the football and basketball people able to find here in the store?
I think starting with football, we carry Shut, we carry Champ Pro. And the nice part about it is I carry every pad, jaw pad, anything for the sizing aspect. Nobody else does that. We handle almost all sizes of shoulder pads, both adult and youth, which is very rare. Most big box stores only carry a youth series of pads. Pants in all different colors. And then with baseball, we handle multiple. We handle Marucci and Rawlings right now in baseball. We do a ton of used bats. So when you outgrow your bat, you come back in and get a new one. We have a Roman batting cage in here, so you get to try out the bat before you do it. We relace gloves. There's just so many things that we do that some of the big box stores don't do or won't do. And it's like it's kind of funny. You come in here, you look for a value. Maybe Joey, we have a ton of cleats, is looking for something like that, and then you say, do I need maybe a new helmet? But I can get away with a used shoulder pad, and so you'll see a lot of our parents who end up having kind of a combination between new and used.
I see quite a few shoes here in inventory. Obviously, that's one thing that can be costly, add up, and obviously people wear them out, outgrow them. Is that a popular piece of inventory for folks?
Yes, it is. Just because what you said, they outgrow them so fast. Their little feet, within 3 months, they're onto another pair. So especially for parents with younger kids, you don't want to be spending $35 to $60 every 3 to 4 months. Just come on in here. Most of the cleats here are not worn any longer than 3 or 4 months, so they're still very good condition.
Hockey, soccer, volleyball. I mean, I pretty much see a little bit of everything when I look around the inventory here. Has it been an enjoyable experience for you to continue learning and growing as well? I imagine when somebody brings back something, they share with you about what it's all about, and you're able to share that to the client down the road.
Yes. We have parents who come in here now and they just tell us how their last game went. So after a while, this is not a customer. This is someone that we know. We're neighborhood people. It's just like when he was coaching and I was team momming, except now what we're doing is helping them get the right equipment and save money, and perhaps with trying out a different sport than they've done before without feeling like they're going to be overwhelmed with the cost.
I mean, not only your experience as a team mom, experience as a coach to know some of the equipment. I think what you have here is something that a big box store will never have. Somebody coming back and giving you feedback about a particular item. I mean, so obviously you have all the knowledge of that. We live in a beautiful state of Colorado. Right now I've got people that are just craving snow out there. They want it bad. They want it all year round. Tell me what they're going to find here as far as our ski enthusiasts as well as snowboarding.
We sell both new and used skis and snowboards. I do a lot of tuning and a lot of waxing. We turn it in 24 hours, so you get a lot of that where, geez, we're going up tomorrow. I need that board waxed today. So can you get that done for me? And I do that a lot. We do a ton of people trading in stuff. They get in and out of the sport. They get new boots, and now their boots are still good, and they're trading them in on something new. But it's a funny little sport because it's a little different than our usual customer because they tend to be more of an adult and than necessarily just younger kids. So we get all sorts of age groups in here then.
I mean, when I look around, obviously sports can be by the season. What about somebody who needs something really short term? Obviously, they can come in and buy something, but are there actually parts of the inventory that you can rent as well?
Yes, we have rentals on football, let's say. Let's say that you're trying out for a semi-pro team and you don't know if you're going to make it or not. So you come in here, get fitted correctly, and you rent it for that amount of time. Hopefully you make the team and you're going to come back and purchase. So we do that for, let's say you're going to go up and go snowboarding and you only go once a year. You don't really want to go up there and do it. You get fitted here, you get your apparel if you can, everything that you need. You go up, have some fun, and come on back down, and you're done. It's surprising how many people we get from out of state, Texas especially, that come in and do that.
I believe that because of the fact, first of all, I mean, I come all the way from Parker, yet when I'm looking for sports equipment, like I've read the reviews out there, you're worth the drive because quite honestly, you want to come into a place that understand what it's like to be a family out there, maybe on a limited budget, also maybe have multiple kids as well. Many sports under one roof here, golfing, lacrosse, I even see skateboarding. I mean, is there a sport that you don't cover? And if somebody did need something special ordered, can you do that?
I think about the only thing we don't do is bowling.
Oh, pickleball.
And pickleball, yeah. But I think what we're trying to do, actually, we're trying to get better and better at what we do. We're trying to expand our product offerings, especially as we went into disc golf. And disc golf has really taken off, and it's a great sport. And you're seeing that as a real popular thing going on right now. And with just the repairs and stuff like that, so much of the stuff that we fix, like we said, we relace gloves, we sharpen skates. We do a lot of things that, you got to run around to do, and you just like to come in one place and have your neighbor get it done. He knows you. He knows that, when he brings the skates in, he knows Chuck and knows exactly what I want. When I get the board in, he knows exactly how I want to be waxed. So after a while, it becomes real friendly, and, it's just real, I think, comfortable for everybody who likes to shop with us.
Absolutely. I'll use the word absolutely. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, take a look at basically all the inventory they have there. The best way is to walk in and check the place out because this is inventory that changes, which is great. You can come on in and any type of sport out there that really you have a student that's involved in, or maybe it's for yourself, come on in and check them out. 4,100 square feet of inventory right here to serve you. This is a local business, locally owned and operated. Basically, this is a family that is serving the community. They understand what it's like to come in with questions. They love to answer those questions for you as well. Check out the website, the reviews. You can also go check out, they have apparel on there as well. Speaking of the apparel, you got about team uniforms, things like that. Is that something that you've expanded into?
Yes, we do team and league uniforms, and we can do the whole thing. So, like for baseball, not only the uniforms, the bags, the hats, everything. For football, we do from head to toe. We do the helmets, we do the helmet stickers, we do the uniforms, we do the socks, we do the bags, everything. And then also, we can do heat press on the fly. So sometimes when they don't get their uniforms in, that perhaps they ordered from someone else and they need to have them within 5 days, we can turn them that quick.
That is great. I mean, myself, I'm a parent of multiple children, and I mean multiple children. So I know what it's like to have maybe 2 or 3 kids in a sport at one time. And so I know what it's like to shop for all of them. I interview a lot of companies out there. Everybody's trying to do their part in going green. I think this is a great example of going green. This is really repurposing, reusing equipment that normally would end up maybe in a dump somewhere, end up in a closet that nobody gets to use. Is that an important aspect for you, seeing that people are able to use things and therefore get the best bang for their buck?
I agree. There's plenty of parents who just come by and they go, I don't want to throw away these really great cleats. And they'll actually just drop by and leave them with us. I think, especially with the vast amount of sports equipment out there, I mean, it's just a crime to have that stuff thrown away. When especially with kids who are really sometimes financially strained, for those parents to be able to come in and get their kids equipped without having to spend a whole ton of money.
I agree. Obviously, I've read the reviews out there. People love what you're doing here. The community loves you. These folks are not your customers. They're your friends. I mean, obviously, they come in here. You get to know them. You were nominated before. How did it feel? 2017. You guys were the Small Business of the Year. Tell me how that felt.
Woohoo! It was really exciting because we're such, I don't know, mom and pop. We just don't see ourselves as something other than just neighborhood people who are doing the stuff that we love. That's all.
Was that pretty cool? I mean, Chuck, basically a lot of hard work goes into small business. That's why I go out. I love promoting small business. I understand what it takes to keep those doors open. That hard work paid off when you get recognition like that locally.
You know, we work, unfortunately, 7 days a week, but when you first start out, you really got to pay your dues. And until you get traction with people liking what you do, finding what you do best, and getting your niche out there, then people find you. And so we're real happy that the city of North Glen's really supported us well, the SBC. It's just sometimes it's just a group effort to get things moving.
That is great. Let me ask you all, basically you had a passion many years ago, which was sports. That same passion was really the community that you lived in. Do you feel grateful that you're able to basically make a living doing those two things and continue moving forward?
I do. It's kind of, I lived in North Glen all my life. Matter of fact, one of the coaches is an old classmate of mine, and he's coaching out the high school level, and he's in here doing stuff. And I get people in here all the time, and we'll just talk sports and football plays and baseball bats, and it's great. And it kind of keeps you young. I mean, it really does. Where some of these kids come in here and you meet them when they're 7, now they're 22. Maybe sometimes it makes you feel old too, but it really keeps you involved.
Is it rewarding for you when you basically get to help these moms navigate through buying some of the sporting equipment?
It is. And after a while, like I said, we kind of become friends and that kind of thing. So what's interesting, because in the apparel department, we can do one-offs and we can have some fun with bling and things like that. So sometimes I'm getting gals in here, not as customers, but we're just the girls and we want to go and do something fun with it, And so while the husband is probably talking with my husband about sports, we're over there having fun and making some sweatshirts and putting some bling on them.
That is very cool. Last time, viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their website. Once again, on the website, take a look at all the different type of sports they're able to help you folks with out there. They're located right here in North Glen, serving the local community, but they welcome everybody pretty much around Denver. Take a drive on down here. It's going to be worth it for you to save a few dollars, but more importantly, it's important to go out and support small business. Support the small business. They're providing something the big box stores really can't offer, that level of customer service, caring, understanding that These are the same neighbors that are basically working together to make the community better. So I would have to tell you to take it from the owner when he says, we're not fancy, we're not pretty, we're not dicks, but Chuck knows sports. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.